I'm, you know, you can read the title. I'm gonna show you guys my my resource pack, Mickey Joe's, which is me, Mickey Joe, relatively improved default. And I hate it when YouTubers, you know, they spend a long time not getting into the video, so I'm just gonna get into the video. Well, I've got a little list on my phone, which is the changelog, which you can also check out. By the way, this video is gonna be, see, I said I was gonna get into the video, but I'm not getting into the video at all. But it's gonna be a very long video, because I've got a lot of stuff to go through, and if you don't like the video format, or if my voice annoys you, which you know I understand because my voice also annoys me, you could also just check out the changelog. So I'm just going to be reading out the changelog and showing you, you know, the visuals of the stuff that I've changed. So the first feature is actually a feature that I can't show off right now. Drowns that spawn in swamps now have matching seaweed stuck to their hair. So you know how drowns have like a, you know, like a green seaweed, yeah? Well, I made seaweed in swamps, I made it a bit darker, so now the seaweed that spawns on the drown's head is also a bit darker. And I can't show it off in the world, but I'm gonna put like a video right here. So you'll still be able to see it. What is this? A 3D model and a cheeky animation to sea pickles. Yeah, so there you go. So you know how everything that's underwater basically has like a little animation? Like that? Well, sea pickles didn't, so I added a little animation to them. Also, the texture is emissive, so it's gonna stand out a lot at nighttime, which I think is really cool. Then I added more 3D ears to mobs, which yeah, well, it speaks for itself. Yeah, all of the mobs that need ears, in my opinion, now have ears. Next up, I played around with Optifine's emissive features, emissive texture feature. So Optifine has this feature where you can set a certain texture that doesn't get any lighting updates or whatever, so it also always stays like luminescent. I don't fucking know. So it doesn't go dark, yeah. So I added a few, well, a lot actually of emissive textures. So you got the campfire. So these will all stay dark or stay light when it gets dark. So it's just like a really dumb little feature, but I think it looks really cool, especially on stuff like the lava bucket or whatever. Added a very basic custom model to crops to make them look a bit more rich, which is exactly what I've done. Oh yeah, this is hard to show off, but just trust me on that one. The next one's very exciting though. Note blocks now visually display the pitch they're set to. I'm very excited about this feature, which I actually am. So as you'll be able to see, it's got a little note as a visual pitch, like on the block, and it matches the colors of that thing as well. And I'm in love with this feature. And one of my best friends, Hubert, is like a super musical guy, and he's like very good with like IRL music. You know, he plays like 60 instruments or whatever. And I challenged him to make a song with note blocks with his knowledge that he has, because he you know, he can read notes. I have no idea what this is supposed to sound like, a D, but he does. So I challenged him to make a song, and he did exactly that, and it's glorious. Yeah, I'll just show you. This is glorious. Yeah, I don't know, I fucking love this. It's awesome, and I'm pretty sure that it would have taken him months, well not months, but it would have taken him a long time if he didn't have the visual pitch, because he literally just, you know, used his brain and just thought, oh, this is what a G sounds like, so I'm just gonna change this one to a G, and that's, yeah, it's gonna work perfectly. So there you go. Next up is, well, where am I right now? Gave the new crafting stations custom models, which is exactly what I've done. So you know, the loom now it's like a little bit of depth to it. Well, all of them do. The barrel's got a little bit of depth to it. Also, I wanna showcase this little dumb feature. I changed the texture of the fish on the fisherman's well, robes, I guess, to an actual salmon, because it used to have the old cod texture, but well, the cod was changed from blue to brown. It doesn't really, I just, whatever, I shouldn't have, whatever, it doesn't matter. So yeah, the smoker, which is actually one of my favorites, because if it's cooking stuff, the door will close, which I think is really cool. So there you go. And we got the blast furnace, very simple, only the essentials. This one's very cool, 3D map, and the 3D maps in there. Yeah, I love that one. Oh. Same for the flashing table, it's got the 3D feathers at the top. Grindstone, I've added this little, what's it called, like a little thingy that it stands on. So it's, when it's actually attached to a surface, it actually looks like it's screwed on there, instead of just like, I don't know, I think it looks a bit better, in my humble opinion. This is just very basic stuff, just added the 3D tools, also very basic stuff, but very essential stuff in my opinion. I think that's about it. Yeah, that's all the tools. What's next? Gave the tooth shields, they shouldn't always be so extra. They responded by being less obstructive in first-person view, a feature stolen directly from Vanilla Tweaks. Well, not directly, I've tweeted a bit, but this isn't a very essential feature, because as we all know, when you're fighting, the shield is very much in your face, and now it's relatively small, so it's, you know, competitive advantage if you play with my pack. So this is now officially a PvP pack, I guess. Slightly darken the trim of certain items to make everything more consistent. You won't notice it, just roll with it. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I did. The trim around these items was relatively light compared to the trim around some of the newer items that Jeppa made. So I just, I made them a bit darker. Let's not dwell on that too long. This one is much cooler. Added a custom model to the enchanting table book using SEM, custom entity models. Very happy with this one. The book is now 3D, looks very thick, looks very, I don't know, I think it's very cool. The book on the enchanting table item is also thicker. I just love that. Just a little detail, but I think it's great. The cloak wrapped around the priest villager now has a bunch of random patterns on the back, all based on the Minecon cape designs, which is exactly what I've done. So the first, the default priest had like a creeper pattern on the back, and I figured it'd be fun to add variants, all based on the Minecon cape designs. So this is like 2011 version, 2012 has pickaxe, piston 2013, iron golem 2015, and the enderman 2016. I guess there wasn't a Minecon. Wait, I think they skipped a year. Yeah, there wasn't a Minecon in 2014, which well, whatever. Farmland looks relatively fancy now, which it does. It's, it's got these lines on the top, and now there's like a texture on the side of farmland, and these lines continue on the sides of the block. So I like it a lot. Probably gonna have to add overlays at some point as well, but I think this is really cool. Spent literally 4 hours getting the stems and tops and the bottom of the pumpkin to be random. Yeah, you're okay. So basically, this is kind of hard to show off without a comparison of what it looks like in vanilla. But basically, pumpkins don't have a orientation, right? So the tops can be random because there's no north or south orientation. So, but if you shear them, the jack-o'-lanterns do have an orientation, right? Because one face is always facing you when you shear it, right? So the tops would rotate as soon as you sheared the pumpkin. I'm gonna have to like add some visual aid. But basically, what I've done is I've separated it using multi-part models, which is like really complicated for someone who doesn't know how to code. I don't know how to code, so it was really fucking complicated for me to learn. And now the tops don't rotate when you shear them. You're gonna have to compare this to vanilla, or I'll show a video. I don't know, but yeah. Look how many seeds we get from just a few pumpkins. That's impressive. Next up, I've added a custom texture for polished stone slabs. I don't need to build with it. You can see exactly what I've done. The slabs now have a little line in the middle, so when you put two together, it's like stone slabs. They got this line in the middle, which allows for more freedom when building. So now you can do this sort of stuff. So you basically got an extra block texture at the price of nothing. Fix the UV on hoppers. I guess it was broken. I don't even remember why. I just changed the UV a bit. Now you got these holes at the bottom, and I guess it was broken. I don't remember. Made a quick custom model for lanterns that's randomly rotated when placed. That's exactly what I've done. So the chain on the lanterns is now 3D, and it's randomly rotated. Modified the texture of illagers to add a little more depth to their faces, which is also exactly what I've done. If you look at the illager's face, it's got like it looks like it's like, I don't know, it's evil, yeah? It looks like it's an old illager, old grumpy, ruined. Do you know what I mean? Next up, I gave sheep a minor facelift, which is also exactly what I did. This is looking a little bit different now. I went sheep that spawn in all the biomes are black sheep now, and sheep that spawn in snowy biomes are now the lighter variant, the white sheep. But I don't know if that makes a whole lot of sense, but it's the way it is for now. I might change it up a bit, but that's the way it is right now. Added an extra layer to the bow and crossbow. Oh, I love this one. This one is fucking great, man. Look at this one. Okay, so this is an old, for some items, I like keeping the items relatively flat, so no 3D models for random items. I like this one, Totem of Undying. It's it's an old model, but I really like that one. Now I've done the same for the fishing rod, so as you'll be able to see, the metal part of the fishing rod, the circular part, is now 3D. Also when you cast it. Well, same goes obviously for the carrot on the stick, so that's really cool. The arrow on the bow also now 3D, which I think is fucking sick, and also really, I don't understand why this isn't in vanilla, because this adds so much more character to the bow in my opinion. So yeah, there you go. I've done exactly the same for the crossbow. Arrow is now 3D, which is much more noticeable on the crossbow, but I think it's really cool. And also when you load up a firework on the crossbow, it's also 3D. So there you go. Yeah, so I love pixel consistency in my textures. I think it's very important. And on the old sheep, that you actually aren't really able to see it when I got a color sheep right there. But on the regular sheep, on the vanilla sheep, the pixels are much bigger than the size of the pixels on the head, for example. Because I don't know why, but Mojang kind of fucked up the sheep. The sheep's fur dimensions or whatever. So I just remade the entire thing with SEM, added more shading, added like a little tail based on the llama tail, and now I think it looks much better. I don't know if anyone's gonna notice, but yeah, it's relatively improved. It's all relative improvements, right? Custom texture for the tops of fences. It's very simple. It's a little top texture. I want to add like custom textures for the entirety of fences, so even the sides have like custom textures, but I haven't gotten to that yet. But I'll add that eventually. Thickened out the shells on chokers. Yeah, that's exactly what I've done. So now the chokers have like a thicker. Like the shell used to be like a flat plane, and now it's Now it's one pixel thick, which just looks better. Also a custom texture for the inside of Chocobo GUIs. Gave a healthy amount of flat items like glass panes, repeaters, and signs as 3D models they deserve. So all of these items previously had flat sprites as models, but they're placeable blocks, so it didn't really make much sense to me. So I just added a 3D model for all of these items. Fixed the UV at the bottom of flower pots, which is like a really small change. They kind of fucked up in vanilla Minecraft, but now I fixed them. As a custom model for baby cacti and flower pots. Accidentally, first of all, I Jappified the creeper, of course, and Jappa on Twitter actually approved of this, which is fucking insane. So I had a custom texture for the creeper based on the texture that Jappa made, which is, you know, and he said it was, I think he said like this is nice, or it's like okay. He wasn't super enthusiastic, but I think he liked it. And a really fun, I wrote a really fun bit about this in my changelog. It's called, I wrote I accidentally dropped a bottle of cuttlefish DNA into the creeper texture file. So you might find creepers try to blend into the biome they spawn in now, which is also what I've done. So that's why they're gray right now. Because obviously because we're on a super flat world, we're pretty low right now. Like when I stand on the floor, we're at level 4. Like bedrock is right here. So creepers that spawn on a low part of the map are gray to match in with the stone in caves. Yeah, in deserts, there, for example, there's sandstone colored, and in snowy biomes, there's the color of snow. You know, it's just try to creep up on you a bit more. So, you know, there you go. Added a top custom texture for mycelium with snow on top, which is really dumb, because mycelium never has snow on top, but it does now. Added quartz pillar CDM. I don't know if you'll notice, but there are connected textures going on the quartz pillars right now, because the left side is darker than the right side, and if you place down a single pillar, you'll see that the right side is also darker than the left side. If you place one on the right of it, this is actually the old texture that Jappa made, and if you place one on the right of it, it now becomes one big pillar. So now I think it's more convincing when you're making big quartz pillars. I think it's more convincing that they're like supposed to be roundish or something, and there's like a separate CDM going on for sideways quartz pillars, which is very important. Add a bit of depth to scaffolding as well. Very minor 3D model. Oh god, I don't know what happened there. Yeah, it's pretty dumb, but I like it though. Bye. Prismarine CDM. I only added horizontal CDM for now. I want to add full CDM, but Prismarine is such a weird texture, so I don't really know how to add. You notice how like the sides they connect right now? See that? And I want to add full CDM, but for now I've only added horizontal CDM because it was easier. I'm gonna add more eventually, but some vine variants. Jappa left a few extra vine textures in the first new default pack he released. I added a proper block state, so they now show up in game as random variants. So yeah, some random vine variants, which is kind of hard to notice because vines are kind of chaotic, but they're there. It's there. Promise. Put some extra weight into iron golems' heads. They got a little thick forehead right now. Added a random brown spider variant to pay homage to the original spider texture made by He Who Shall Not Be Named. It's Nudge, yeah? It's Nudge, there you go. So yeah, so now I don't know why I thought I'd be, you know, cheeky, put like a little sign over there, because I don't know why, but spiders decide to float when I put them right there. It's kind of weird, but yeah. So now you got brown spiders and black spiders all spawning randomly. That's a little Easter egg, I don't know. I like it, but this little bat right there, which obviously I placed. I don't know why I'm surprised I put it there like on purpose, because you can place down bats as if they're blocks like that, which is really weird. But get out of here. Diamond ore blocks are now shiny, shimmery, and it looks splendid. Get out of here! I already showed. Oh god, he died pretty quick. So yeah, now they now gotta wait for a bit. There you go. See that? It's like a little animation for diamond ore. It's like pretty rare, but it takes pretty nice touch. Skeleton over there, which is like an old model, but it's one of my favorites. So I just thought I'd sneak it in there to show it off real quick. Reverted back to Jappa's version 1 of chainmail. So Jappa made a new chainmail texture. The current default chainmail is actually like an older iteration of his chainmail texture. This is actually the first version he made, slightly tweaked, to better match the style that he went for now. I think this is much more interesting. This is much more interesting to me than the version that we have in Vanilla Minecraft right now, which is really boring. Added a random variant of zombie pigmen with mirrored features. For example, the texture of their head will be reversed and the 3D ears on the other side of the head. So yeah, so the ear on this pigman is now on the left side, the ear on this pigman is on the right side. So now they got some mirrored features to make them less, So they're I don't know, less consistent or something. So they seem more random. I probably need to add more random variants, but this is fine for me right now. I changed the texture of shot spectral arrows to match the new default pack. Yeah, so this is a texture that's in vanilla. That's in the new default pack right now, spectral arrow item. But for some reason, Jappa never change the shot spectral arrow. So you know, I did. I just changed it to match the item. It's pretty basic stuff, but there you go. Updated my grass overlays to include a shadow on the block they're overlaying. So yeah, my grass overlays are like old news right now, but now I don't know if you'll be able to see, but the exact place where the grass is overlaying on the stone right there, it's got a little bit of a darker trim, which, and the same goes for the sand and the red sand, which took a long time. And it caused me to add like 200 extra files to the resource pack, and I don't know if it's worth it, but I really like it. I think it's a super subtle change, but once you notice it, you'll be like, oh, that's neat. I actually thought of that. Yeah, I did think of that. Added a custom texture for the backs of item frames. You'll never get to see it, but Mojang also added a custom texture for the bottom of cacti, which you'll also never get to see, because who looks at the bottoms of cacti, right? Look, there's a custom texture over there. Nobody ever gets to see that. So I think I allowed myself to add a custom back texture for item frames. Added CDM for the tops of red sandstone and cut red sandstone. Cut red sandstone also. So there you go. CDM for all the sandstone, and the tops now have CDM as well. So, and this is actually a really cool feature. I love this one. So when you're building and you're making, for example, you're making a floor with red sandstone or regular sandstone, you never see the sides. Yeah, so it only matters. Only the tops matter. And now, because of course I've added CDM to both the regular sandstone and cut sandstone, but the CDM doesn't connect together, so you'll be able to make patterns in the floor like this, for example. See what I mean? So I thought that was pretty clever. Allows for some building creativity or something. I don't know. I thought it was pretty clever. Added a custom texture for the ends of chiseled red sandstone. There you go. And normal sandstone, of course. So the tops of these chiseled blocks now have a little circle, which is also just for, you know, building purposes. So when you're building, oh yeah, I don't need to build it because I already showed it off here. Yeah, so you can build a floor and put like the chiseled sandstone in the middle. And previously it wouldn't make a difference because the texture was exactly the same as the top texture of normal sandstone. Now you can make like a little, I don't know, like a little creative oriental floor or something. I don't know. Go nuts. This is like CDM for walls. So now, well, yeah, I don't really need to show it. There you go. The walls now have connected textures, so you can. I think it's pretty cool. There you go. It's good stuff, in my humble opinion. Same for all of these stuff. These don't have CDM, but they just got a custom UV. Jukeboxes with music discs inside will now display their disc with a custom 3D model. Oh, there you go. Barrett loves it as well. The disc is now 3D. It's even spinning. A little animation. There you go. Can we? Where's this Barrett? Where's he gone? Come here. How do you come on my shoulder? Could be fun. Can be my little friend. There you go. Added a custom model for bookshelves. Added mine and cactus CDM. There you go. You see the little line at the top? When you place a new cactus on top, the line is removed. Now the line's there. I think I'm gonna save this one for last. I built like an entire pedestal up there because this is probably my favorite feature in the entire pack. Come here. Come with me. Come here. Come on. Let's go. There you go. This is my favorite feature in the entire pack, so I'm probably gonna save this for last actually. Because I built like this entire staircase. It's like I built like this whole thing. So yeah, I'm gonna show that up. I'm gonna show it off later. Added numbers to some slots in the GUI for easier shortcut use. Yeah. So for example, you've probably already seen this, but there's now like numbers in all the GUIs, so you can like. Well, you know how you can press the 1 through 9 on the keyboard to instantly put items in your hotbar. I don't know why, but I accidentally did that for some reason. This is always very hard for me. I never know which button I'm pressing, and now you know you can kind of look at the number that's here, and then you know, it's much easier for stuff like that. Also, it's like a really subtle number on the hotbar as well. I don't know if you'll be able to tell. It's like really subtle in the background. I don't know. I like it. I think it's a small change that could benefit everyone. Competitive advantages when you're using my pack. Yeah. Change some aspects of the GUI to match Bedrock Edition. Yeah. So I've basically changed a lot of the GUIs. Not this one actually, but for example, you know these colors. A lot of the GUI stuff is now changed, and it's too much to show up. But you just gotta play with the pack. Oh, this is a very good one to me. For example, the crafting recipe book is now instead of a button, it's like a little book, and when you press it, it opens like this. Also, this is like a complete overhaul of the crafting recipe book. So yeah, just a lot of stuff has changed. I can't really show it off all, but you know you'll see it when you play with the back, of course. I've added a custom texture for the tops of mob spawners. So this is like on the side is now a skull, of course, and now the top is like supposed to be the top of a skull or something. Enchanted golden apples now have a little leaf added to the texture to differentiate them from regular golden apples, which is true. You know, there you go. Got like a regular golden apple, and now the enchanted golden apple's got like a little green leaf leave on the texture. Added CDM for the inside of mushroom blocks. Yeah, that's what I've done. So as you'll be able to see, there's like lines right there. There you go. It's super subtle. A kind of useless CDM, but I don't know. I like small details like that. I think it's very cool. Same goes for the inside texture is the same. Yeah, so the same goes for this one. Added a 4-frame animation to fire charges, which is easy to show if I put it in there. Yeah, it's supposed to be like a ball of fire or something, so I guess it made sense to make it pulsate with lava. Or, it's yeah, I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool. Subtle stuff. That's what it's all about. This one's more like an Easter egg. You'll be able to see it there. Why this is not even there. You go. So this is like supposed to be an Easter egg, and I imagine this to be very fun for people who build with slime blocks a lot. It's relatively rare unless you build like a huge wall of it, like I did. There's like another variant. There you go, another face. So some slime blocks will have a little slime face. And I imagine this to be fun when you're building with redstone and slime blocks or something. And you suddenly see like a little slime block. Yeah, there you go. As a little Easter egg. I just imagine that to be a good time. Oh, this one's fun. Okay, can we get to this one yet? Edit variant for slime block. You can now rename armor pieces. You can now rename an armor piece, for example, a helmet to royal helmet. This will give you a royal helmet armor piece. So if you, for example, take a regular iron helmet and you rename it to a royal helmet, the texture will change to this one. There, I'll just show it off. So there you go. Royal. See, texture changes. Even item texture changes. You'll be able to mix and match, make some pretty cool stuff. Same goes for dragon. This is like dragon armor. So just rename a regular, for example, golden helmet to a dragon helmet, and it'll get this texture. And I really love this feature. I want to add way more armor sets. There's more armor sets down the line as well. I think this is a super cool feature. It's especially cool in multiplayer. Yeah, when you can be like roleplay. We're the dragon clan or something. I don't know. What is this? I know what it is. Added a custom model for pumpkin/melon stems. They actually connect to the top of pumpkin/melons now. There you go. They do. Added a custom loading background for entering a new dimension. Netherrack for the nether, endstone for the end. I'm gonna have to. Can you get out of here? Because I feel like you're gonna. Whatever. This is a feature ripped straight from Terraria. So when you get high enough, the sky will go black. Just like in Terraria, it's supposed to mimic like getting into the upper atmosphere or something. Because that's I don't know, it's just a little dumb feature, but I think it's pretty cool. Let's destroy this before I accidentally sound it, or the parrot sounds in it, which I was scared of. I don't even know where the parrot is right now, but I guess I don't have to worry about the parrot. Added a random curved pumpkin/jack-o'-lantern texture based on Jappa's concept pumpkin texture. So when Jappa was still, Jappa's the guy who made the new default textures, yeah, which are fucking gorgeous, by the way. When he was still working on the textures, he once tweeted a work in progress pumpkin texture with this exact face, and it wasn't as good as this iconic, beautiful face, but it's still part of Minecraft history. I felt like, so I just included it as a random variant. Same for jack-o'-lanterns. Added a 3D model and minimal CDM for sugarcane. I don't know why I'm still reading everything from my changelog. Even though I can literally see it in the world, but I just want to make sure I don't skip over anything, because there's a couple of things that I have on my little changelog that don't have like an in-game visual, that I don't have an in-game visual for. Also, this video is already fucking 30 minutes long. I don't know who's gonna watch this, but I don't know how to make it shorter. I'm just taking a long time. I feel like I'm already talking pretty fast. Maybe I'm just cramming too little content into it. Let's see. I've already spent like 40 seconds not talking about the sugarcane model, but you'll be able to see it. And there's a minimal CDM. See, the bottom is like a bit darker. See that? So, and then it's like, because it's supposed to be wet, yeah, because it's always near water or something. It was reworked the beacon model. Jappified Alex and Steve. Custom color map for underwater fog. The fog also gets darker the deeper you go, so it's gonna be pretty dim in underwater ravines. Better bring some sea pickles. Look at me being all quirky in the changelog. I guess I'll put a visual on the screen right now. So I changed all the colors of all the water in most biomes to match the bedrock edition water, and now the fog also changes to the appropriate color, which is a very important feature. Add some depth to chest models and all the other models. So I've been using this new technique. You'll be able to see it as I close my GUI, where I make the inside of a container completely black, and then 3 or 4 pixels before that I just try to fade the black, so it adds like this really interesting depth effect. I learned this from when I was working on Vanilla BDcraft with Svex. It's like this very, very cool little technique that I'm using on a lot of blocks that are supposed to have depth, which I think works really well. Trap chests even have this little red line going into it, because it's all about the details. Barrels got it. Got a custom model when you open it, which is also, vanilla barrels don't even have a custom model. They just have a custom texture, which looks really bad. So now there you go. know, the dispensers and the droppers, got like the depth thing, trap chests. You know, you get the point. 3D model for all real types. Very proud of this one. Took a lot of time to get them to match up perfectly. They don't match up perfectly, but I think this is as close as it's physically possible for a Minecraft model. You see, there's like a still little line here. If you can see, it doesn't matter. Change the hotbar icons for worn armor to an actual shield rather than a chest piece. So let's just wear a chest piece actually. And now when you look at my the armor thingy, the armor rating is now a little shield instead of it being a little chest plate, which didn't make much sense. Yeah, so there you go. And I also wanted to quickly show off what it looked like if powered rails were powered. On Minecraft.net, Mojang posted an early concept version of the Wandering Trader, which had like red robes and like an emerald on their head. And I reworked it a bit to match the new style that they went with. I gave them a hood, and now this one has a random variant, but also the random skin color and the random eye color. And I also did the same for llamas, so now they can spawn with 2 robe colors, just randomly to make them. I don't know, those, you know, I think it's cool. So Jappa textured zombie horses, and he added like a little back texture that he made, but he never added it to mobs that actually use a bag, like donkeys or llamas. So I just, you know, translated it over to donkeys and llamas. 15% of all cactus should spawn with this model. This is the one. It seems pretty common in this setup, but that's because I was looking specifically for cacti that have this model. Because in reality, it's actually pretty rare. It's not so common, as you'll be able to see. There you go. You gotta really look for them if you want to see them. Same goes for lily pads. Add a little flower to lily pads as well. Just a bit, just add a paraffin flame prick to death. Rest. Fuck me. Get some texture for iron golem spawn a flower forest. Oh, this is a cool one, but I can't show it up because I don't know how to change models in these worlds. Or I don't know how to change biomes in the world. There's no like biome command. So I guess I'm just gonna have to put another video on the screen. This is why this video is taking so long, because I'm very poorly prepared. It's a very long video. Nobody is gonna have time to watch it, but that's fine because it's mine. So whatever. There you go. It's the dropper and Spencer. The dropper's a bit like a goofier, wider face. The eyes are further apart. The mouth is obviously thicker, and the dropper or the Spencer or whatever, it's got like a more narrow face. What's next? Added a custom model for mushrooms. Yeah, there you go. Mushrooms now have a custom 3D model, which I think is really cool. Fixed the spots on all cows. For some reason, spots on cows didn't line up at all, so we sit them back together. Yeah, I don't know why, but recently, when Jappa remade all of the textures in the game, for some reason he completely glossed over how the cow spots didn't match up. So I made them match up. Change the color of bone meal so it better matches the other bone textures. Yeah, previously bone meal was obviously used for white dye. But now they've added actual white dye, I could play around with the color scheme of this texture, and I just made it exactly the same as the texture of bones, the color scheme, because it just makes more sense. Yeah, it's bone meal. It's not white dye anymore. Got a different texture for white dye, so we can have all these blue shades over there with all the yellow shades over there. Change the appearance of daylight sensor to now show the signal strength it'll produce, which is, you know, there's a custom texture on the sides of daylight detectors and the signal strength it'll produce. There you go. I don't know what else to say. Swamps are relatively nasty places, so I matched pigs to the biome. In the back, only rare variants of the muddy pig will have a tulip on its head. Gonna have a visual right here. This is a very important change, very important feature. A lot of people liked it on Reddit, a lot of internet cloud, so very proud of this one. Change the texture of lily pad, now it looks a bit better. So in a Minecraft Dungeons trailer, there's like a lily pad texture that's shown off. And this is not the exact same texture. I'll put the video like in the screen right now or something. It's not the exact same texture, but it's like a mishmash of the current default lily pad texture and the one that's shown in the Minecon Dungeons trailer. So it just looks much better in my opinion. Remove light mode from the loading screen. Oh yeah, I've revamped the loading screen. So now the background is dark. It's like an animation on the Optifine logo. It's like lightning because, you know, Optifine is like... Oh yeah, also there wasn't an Optifine. the name Optifine wasn't on the loading screen previously. And now it is, obviously. There's like lightning because Optifine is like supposed to increase your performance. And I added a little gradient to the Mojang logo because subtle gradients are the key to happiness. So there you go. And a few random zombie variants with tattered clothes. That's what I wanted to get to. I was waiting for that. There you go. So now some of them still have all of their clothes intact. Some of them got minor damage. Some of them are missing shoes. Just some random variants to get yourself immersed in the world of zombies wandering around. No blood, no gore, just you know, tattered clothes. From like the new berry bushes or something. I don't know how it happened. You tell me. So This is not very noticeable, but there's slight connected textures on the ice. I guess you'll be able to see it now. It's super subtle, but it's one of those things where when you notice it, you're like, oh, nice, you included that. Added a subtle difference between the textures of regular TNT and unstable TNT. So this is a stable TNT, or relatively stable because, you know, it can still blow up, and unstable TNT. The only difference is that the N on regular TNT is correct, and here it's reversed. It's a super minor change, but whatever, it's all about these minor changes that nobody's gonna notice, yeah? I added a red squid variant. There you go. Yeah, so I previously made a custom model for the blue squid, and now I've added a red squid variant because, you know, randomness is fun. The texture of the black cat that Jappa made was very flat. You should go into the textures of it. It was super flat, so I've added some depth. I might even add more depth, but I don't know why it was so flat. I actually don't understand, but whatever. This is also very important. Change the color. Okay, look at that. You know the little particles that jump off the mycelium block? There's none showing right now. There you go. There's one. Those little particles. There you go. There's one as well. I changed the colors of those particles to all of the colors, all of the shades of purple that are used in the mycelium block. So, this green shade over there, and this purple shade over there, and these shades. The particles that emit from this block are now the exact same colors as the particles, or as the colors that are used on the top texture of mycelium. Very minor change, but it's very important to me. I did the impossible and added wheels to minecarts. There you go. I got 3D wheels right now. It took me a long time to make. Was it worth it? Who knows? I think it's worth it. I think it's pretty cool. I changed the die textures to all be consistent. So they're all like the same texture now, just with different colors. Sorry, colorblind people, because I imagine this isn't very useful for people who are colorblind, but I just like it a lot more when you type in die and you've got like all these same colors. I think it's very cool. Change the back texture of paintings. There you go. Disable the interpolation of the command block textures animation. Yeah. Join the Rhyme Nation or something. I don't know. Usually the little buttons, the little lights that show on the command block in the default Minecraft, they have interpolation turned on, which means that they fade to the different colors, which didn't make much sense to me because I feel like a block like a command block wouldn't have its textures fade. You know, the light should flicker, yeah, because it's like an electric device or something. I don't really know. So I just made them. I just disabled the interpolation. A lot of difficult words. Minor impact, but that's what I'm all about, right? Change the iron nugget item to match gold nuggets. So I really like the texture that Jappa made for gold nuggets because there's like an incredible amount of detail in this tiny texture, in these like few amount of pixels. It's like so much detail to me. And he left the iron nugget unchanged. And iron nugget was previously just the same texture as the golden nugget, but then on its side, because I guess it was too close to the gas tier. But I've also added a new texture for the gas tier. I made it much bigger because gas are pretty, they're pretty fucking big. So it makes sense that their tiers are pretty big as well, which then left room for the iron nugget texture to be rotated in the same way, so the lighting made more sense. So I just, I just changed some stuff around. Now it looks like this. I added a custom paper texture inspired by the HD paper texture in Pure BDcraft. So I don't know if you'll notice, but I used to work on Vanilla BDcraft with Sfax, and he had a very neat HD texture for his paper, and I just tried to replicate it in its lower resolution, obviously, resolution. And I think it looks very cool. Love it a lot. Did the same for maps, obviously, and there you go. Added custom GUIs for villagers so they visually update as their villager match levels up. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put like a little video on the screen as well. This is really cool. So when you trade with a villager and they level up, there's like a little icon in their GUI that levels up as well, and it matches the color of the little thingy they have on their robe. I'm not very good at explaining this, so I hope the visual will explain it better than I can. I don't know if there's any Minecraft story mode fans out there. I hope so, because we're gonna get the more story mode content soon. But if you played story mode, you probably remember a very specific pig named Ruben, and I've added a custom texture for pigs that are named Ruben now. So I'm gonna go ahead. There you go. This pig is named Ruben. It's now got a little brown splotch on its ass, which is just like Ruben does. His eyebrows are a bit darker. There you go. This little Easter egg for story mode fans. Command block swords also a little Easter egg for story mode fans. So when you take a diamond sword, I love this whole renaming thing. I think it's very cool because it allows me to add features without sacrificing other features. So when you rename a diamond sword to command block sword, it'll get this texture, which is glows in the dark. It's got animations. It's very good stuff overall. I think it's very cool. So I've added a custom wolf texture, which is like the most adorable thing ever. This is fucking adorable. Look at it. I think this is wonderful. It's just, I really love this thing. It's also got a little bit of a thinner body to match the thinner head. I think this is great. This is one of the cutest changes in my entire pack, probably. Yeah, so the pig has like a little thinner head, which works better with my style of mobs. Which you'll probably barely notice, but I notice it's whatever. Renamed a few things in the English, UK, and US languages, which is actually too much to show off. But for example, I changed some things like spruce leaves are now called spruce needles. Minor stuff like that. Yeah, you'll know. Maybe you'll notice it when you're playing the game. Who knows? Tweaked some of the status effect icons, so they better match. You know how potions, for example, potion of leaping, I think it's called. But how do you write leaping? There you go. These particle effects are very green, and the icon for the potion of leaking, when you get the particle effect, when you get the potion effect itself, wasn't very green. It was previously it's like blue, and it didn't make much sense. So I just changed some of the potion effects. There you go. I've changed swiftness and absorption. I've changed them all a bit to better match the particles that they emit. I might change them more. I might tweak them a bit, but that's what I've done right now. That's the only ones I've done right now. Change the texture of the end crystal using an old texture Jappa made. So Jappa made a texture for diamond blocks. In one of his previous versions of the default pack, which he never used. So I tweaked the texture a bit, obviously recolored it, removed some colors, added some shades. I don't know what's all the stuff I did, but that's not a new end crystal texture, because the end crystal texture is very boring to me, the one that we have right now. So I changed a bit. I hope that you never have to get this close to end crystals to admire the texture, but you know, it's there. So whatever. Changed some of the spectator widget icons, which is like these ones, which nobody in their right mind should ever have to look at, because spectator mode is weird. But there you go. Added all this MC story mode armor set created by renaming diamond armor. One of my favorite features in the pack. For example, you just take a diamond helmet, rename it to I don't know. Let's take Shield of Infinity, for example. Rename diamond helmet to a Shield of Infinity helmet. I didn't add item textures because I've bigger plans for the item textures, but I need a few Optifine features to be added first. But there you go. Now you got a custom diamond texture. This is gonna be super cool for when you're playing on the server with friends or whatever. For example, this one's very cool. I also like this one, Magnus' helmet, which looks very shitty on armor stands, because rendering translucency on armor stands is weird, but it works fine on the player itself. There you know, you got like a fishbowl helmet. You can channel your inner Mysterio or something. This is very cool stuff. I really love this. I love all the details. In story mode, these armor sets don't have helmets, so I've just added helmets. I've just designed helmets myself because it's it's more fleshed out. But yeah, I can say a lot about these sets, but you basically have to go into the game and check them out yourself. There's a lot of little details. It's just very cool stuff. So it's all just created by renaming diamond armor to, for example, Dragon's Bane chestplate, or Swordbreaker boots, or Dim's leggings, or I don't know, Ellegaard's helmet. And then when you combine them, you can also mix and match them to create an atrocious armor set. But maybe you'll find something that looks good. I don't know. Go and have fun with that. Change the texture of mob spawn egg. Yeah, so obviously I've added a 3D model for turtle eggs, because you can place them down, so it made sense for me to add a custom model for them, yeah. But this left me with a very cool egg texture that Jappa made, and can we? There you go. And I just decided to change the spawn egg texture to that texture, because it looks much better. So now all the spawn eggs got this new texture. Yeah, that's it. It's not very original idea. Neither is this. It's also not a very original idea. But for some reason, Reddit fucking loved it. Got like 50k upvotes. I don't know why. Because sometimes I put a lot of work in my other posts, and then they get no upvotes. Now I make a very simple post, and I get I don't understand. I will never understand. But I changed the texture of saplings, sapling items and the names as well. So now this is actually called the spruce cone, which is actually my favorite texture I've made. Probably I think this looks very good. So now all of these items, they got different names, and when you plant them, they still look like saplings. It's just the item texture that's changed, an item name. So there you go. It makes more sense to me that when the trees of the seeds, when they decay, when the leaves of the trees, when they decay, that they actually drop the fruit of the tree, like the seed of the tree. It makes more sense to me. The dark acorn, for example, for the dark tree, and the regular acorn, actually it varies in size. These are much bigger than these acorns. But I think this is very cool. Next up, I've changed the texture of burst trees. The tree leaves, I've made them like yellowish. Skyrim does this. The burst trees in Skyrim are also yellow, and they look very fucking cool. So yeah, this is gonna be fun. Let's move on to the last feature. Custom Ender Dragon head. because it's very cool. Just yeah, simple change, but it's gonna be fun to fight the dragon with this texture. So there you go. So yeah, I said I was gonna get into the last feature. It's very exciting. Guys, best feature in the entire pack. I said I was gonna get up here, and now I am. There's like spiders over there, and it's all good. Let's just let's go to the nether. Whoa, it's like an entire temple over here. Wow, like Kung Fu Panda type shit. What's this? Look at that. Can we? Huh? What's that I hear?
Alright, so I got this new
Hello?
feature that I've been working on. It's a new pufferfish.
What the fuck?
Oh, what are you doing here?
Get
out of here.
What are you doing here?
Mine.
This is my video.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. Look, he dropped two buckets. So look, this is it. This is it. This is the big one. The bucket of pufferfish. There you go. Yeah, that's where you're all here for. Thank you very much. God, it was atrocious, but I love it though. Loud audio, lot of energy, good vibes, energy. Come on, this is what people like a lot of fucking energy. I don't like a lot of energy, but that's fine. Oh, hey guys. Oh fuck. Hey guys, what's oh fuck. I don't want to start a video like that. That's terrible. That's what all the YouTubers do. Oh god, I haven't done YouTube in like fucking like 6 years or something. And the last time I did YouTube, I cringed very hard at myself. So I'm not gonna do any like tropes. I'm just gonna be myself or whatever. And I'm gonna start the video now.